Our pre-pruner is mounted on this beautiful green Deutz Fahr tractor. Again, here we have our Atlas mast. You know it, the hexagon profile from our hexagon frame. Again, for the angle adjustment of the mast, we have our hydraulic cylinder. That means you can move your mast to the right-hand side or to the left-hand side. On top of the mast, we have mounted our set kinematic, or it's called parallelogram. With this cylinder, we can move the angle of this boom. That means the basket can change his angle to the right, to the left-hand side. And if these two cylinders are working together, we have the called set kinematic or parallelogram. That means if this cylinder is pushing the mast to this side, this cylinder will move the boom a little bit upwards, and as a result, our basket will keep the same position like before. So the basket moves to the left, to the right, in the same angle like you had it before. Okay, now we start by the hydraulic motors. These two motors are working together. And then we go downwards. Here we have our cutting blades. These cutting blades, they run with a speed of 400 RPM. And then here we have our spacers. We have two kinds of spacers, 100 millimeter spacers and 50 millimeter spacers. That gives you opportunity to decide how tight the cut should be or how many cutting discs you want to set up on your pre-pruner. Here in this setup we have 7 cutting discs, but at all you can set up till 15 cutting discs per side. On the back side of this pre-pruner we have our protection shield to make sure that you are safe, or your tractor is safe from flying around pieces or canes while you are driving in the vineyard. Let's go to the right-hand side of this machine. Again, the spacers, 100 millimeter, 50 millimeter spacers. And on the outside of the machine, we have our protection shield made of stainless steel, so that persons around you are also protected against flying around pieces like canes. On top of it, we have our pressure accumulator for the closing system to ensure that you have a smooth and regular closing system. For the opening system, you can see our red hydraulic cylinder. This will move up the basket. Also, on top of it, behind this pressure accumulator, you see our shock absorber. On top of it, if you have a not perfect ground leveled vineyard, so this shock absorber will keep this basket always in the working position. At the end of this basket, we also have collision protection. That means if you hit a post or stake, the basket will move backwards and protects the machine from damage. About the oil consumption, we need about 32 liters of oil per minute, and the driving speed is about 5 kilometers per hour, like as your ground level is prepared. So I will start the tractor. At first I have to unlock the valves. So now they are free, ready to go. and the angle adjustment of the mast and the angle adjustment of the boom, or the working of these two cylinders, like it's called set kinematic, I will do it with the joystick from the tractor. If I push the joystick from the tractor to the right hand side, we'll move the bucket in its position to the left hand side. I will show you. That's the parallelogram, or it's called set kinematic. Basket holds its position like you had before. Okay, but we also can deactivate one of these two hydraulic cylinders from the set kinematic. We will do it with our C-control basic unit. That means if I activate this pin, you can see the green light. So that means the hydraulic cylinder from the Atlas mast is deactivated or blocked. So only the boom will move his angle. Okay, and if you want to move the mast, we deactivate this pin and activate this pin. So that means the hydraulic cylinder from the set kinematic is off, and only the hydraulic cylinder from the mast will work. You see? Again, the joystick from the tractor. Now the mast will move to the left hand side. And now to the right hand side. For up and down of the mast, we take the joystick, move it to me, and you see the mast will move up. And if I push the joystick to the other side, the mast will move down. Okay. Now we want to see the pre-pruner running. I will activate the hydraulic valve. We have a turning speed about 400 RPM by the cutting this. And with this red joystick, with the first button here, the red one, we open and close the basket. You can open it all the way, or just a little bit. You decide how wide you want to open the basket. It also depends on your thickness of your posts. If you have a wide or thick post, you open it more wider. If you have a thin post, you can open it not that much. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it, and we are ready to pre-prune.